A government-backed report on Japan's Fukushima nuclear disaster says the power company and its regulator were overconfident and ill-prepared. It says the government should continue to probe last year's accident because it's still unknown. Mike Firn reports from Tokyo.
A report commissioned by his predecessor that Prime Minister Yoshihiko Noda may not want to read. The head of the investigation committee is an engineering professor whose speciality is finding the cause of man-made disasters. And the Hatamura report says that the explosions and meltdowns at the Fukushima nuclear plant were the result of human error, not an act of nature. The panel says it's unlikely that major damage was caused by the magnitude 9 earthquake that struck northeastern Japan on March 11th last year. And it says Tokyo Electric and the government-backed nuclear regulator were overconfident. They didn't believe the plant could be hit by a tsunami as big as the one that swept across it later that day.
When a disaster strikes, it becomes necessary to make decisions in harsh and extreme conditions. If you are not prepared to do this, I don't think you are qualified to run nuclear power plants.
The Prime Minister is trying to convince the public some nuclear plants are safe and Japan needs them to meet its energy needs. He authorised the restart of 2 reactors at Oi in western Japan. Manufacturers and power companies are pushing him to allow others back online.
To prevent this sort of accident from ever happening again, it's necessary to take all measures possible. Inquiry head Hatamura asked me to take this report seriously, and I plan to do so and act accordingly.
But more than 100,000 people joined a recent anti-nuclear protest in Tokyo, and demonstrators say they won't give up until Japan goes nuclear-free. Naoto Kan wanted that to be his legacy. He resigned as Prime Minister last year on condition Parliament agreed to phase out nuclear power. But the report Kan commissioned doesn't absolve him from blame. It says he confused TEPCO workers by getting too involved in their attempts to contain the crisis, a point made by other reports into the disaster. The Hatamura report concludes that the real legacy of Fukushima is not yet known. It urges the government and TEPCO to continue their investigations and to look for ways to make sure an accident like this can never happen again. Mike Firn, CCTV, Tokyo.